And up next, we have Liesel. Liesel, if you'd go ahead and unmute yourself, please.
Hi, Anna Maria. Such a pleasure. I have a few questions. I'm doing the online program. I'm close to being finished. Actually, I have so many questions that a lot of the people can't answer. But just a quick few ones. I've got thyroid. My thyroid antibodies have been high for quite a few years, and I've been on the program for 2 years. Is it something that will still balance eventually? Nothing else is out of balance. It's only my antibodies. Mm-hmm. Then the next thing is I took out my Mirena about 4 weeks ago. Can I use aroma oils for hormone balance? There's a company called Young Solutions, and they've got one called Progression, so it's more progesterone orientated. Then I've got memory issues being on the program, so my memory and focus is worse than it used to be. And I'm still hungry all the time. Like half an hour after I've eaten, I'm still hungry or hungry again. Yeah.
So, so what was your question? The question was about thyroid, or?
Well, those were 4 questions.
Okay.
Just touch on them.
So, yeah. So, when it comes, so are you on a plant-based diet now?
I'm on my Hippocrates diet.
Okay.
So I'm doing the program. So I am doing sprouts. I'm doing juicing. I'm sort of adding a little bit of cooked food, like sort of curry bases, to add to my sprouts, just to add more substance, because only eating sprouts, it doesn't fill me up.
Yeah, and that, you know, when you start on a live food diet, it's doesn't have the feeling of the meat and fish and chicken. It's a different protein and different carbs and different everything. And so it's the feeling of normally of being that filled, like that fullness is different, but that's where the juice come in. So the juice fills you up and usually gives you that feeling. But there, you know, what you can do, you can have more like chlorella is a supplement that really helps well, and that you can take. A lot of people, especially people that are losing weight and wants to lose more weight, and they've been totally hooked on sugar, because, you know, sugar, for example, is 30 times more addicted than cocaine. So when we've been hooked on other things and the opioid feeling that those foods gave us, of course, it's different, and it takes a while for that to settle in and be normal. So I would take some more chlorella. And if you need a little handful of seeds and nuts, we have that available in the kitchen. We have nut milk available to give you that fullness, because if you're eating the meals here, I mean, our buffet is outstanding, and our kitchen, our chef is outstanding. So if you're really eating well, that should go away. That feeling of hunger should go away. And of course, thyroid is a big part of this, because it absorbs protein into the cells, and cholesterol and fats. It's just such a big part of making you healthy. So if it's not functioning right, which is very common now because we have so much EMF disturbance, we have our cell phone here, our thyroid sits right here. So the cell phone and all the EMF that we're surrounded with, the Wi-Fi, you name it, is actually disturbing for our thyroid big time, because it's the most sensitive of all our glands to EMF. So, you know, there could be many things that are playing a role, but you hang in there, it gets better.
Thank you, Anna Maria. Up next, we have somebody with the initials TK. TK, if you can go ahead and unmute yourself. Thank you.
Hi, I just had a question. I'm from South Florida, and I'm always covered in sunscreen. And I was just wondering if that's more harm than good. I was wondering what the Hippocrates lifestyle recommended. I use, of course, a healthy one, you know, from Whole Foods. It's, you know, zinc oxide, and it doesn't have parabens or phthalates. But am I doing more harm than good?
So are you saying you're using a sunscreen? Zinc oxide?
That's right. She was saying, yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly right. A sunscreen
Okay.
without parabens or.
Well, I know the Key West banned all sunscreens. We have a sunscreen. We have our own skincare. We have our own cosmetic care. It's called Become. You can eat it. This is something I put on every day. Of course, I'm out in the sun all the time. And that is something that you could use. Zinc oxide could work if it's just purely zinc oxide, but the rest of the body, you want to get your vitamin D in. So maybe you want to protect your face with a hat and some zinc oxide. It's fine. I just put the sunscreen that we make on my face. The rest of the body, I want to get all the vitamin D I can.
Thanks, Anna Maria. Up next, we have Pamela. Pamela, let's hear your question.
Thank you. I assume you can hear me okay.
Yeah.
My question is, for a baby who has been weaned from the mother's breast at 1 year, what is the best beverage that a child should then have?
So, normally we need 2 years of milk. We need 2 years of milk. So that's how humans were made. We need to be weaned off after 2 years. So if it's 1 year, then we need to get as close to mother's milk as we can. So, so nut milk will not make it. Nut milk is not enough. And some people go to goat's milk, but it has to be raw goat's milk. So, and some people go for the green juice, but it could be a little bit too much because you can only give a 1 year old, you can only give like an ounce. You can't give like we drink 8 ounces, we drink 16 ounces twice a day. So a little baby could maybe have an ounce of that and maybe 4 ounces of nut milk, but it definitely needs more milk. So 2 years is usually what we need. And I know, of course, the best is not to give cow's milk. Cow's milk is made for a calf. It has 4 times more protein, 4 times more fat than any human ever needed. So I would, if needed, I would go for a goat. Then if it's for food, I would start with soft foods like avocado, raw. I would start with raw because the first 3 years of our life, if we could stay 100% raw, it would be amazing. So if we have raw, organic avocado, we have raw organic fruits.